Next up, we have our Senate sponsor of the bill. She's an incredible champion for working people and for caregivers on all kinds of things. Please welcome with Mary Ellen Goodwin.
Thank you, Georgia. Nice to be working with you again on such an important issue. Thank you, Bill Flynn, for your remarks. Nice to continue our work. We've worked on issues over the years. Let me point out and recognize my colleagues in government, especially Senator Oyer, one of my co-sponsors of this legislation. I look forward to our partnership in seeing this legislation come to fruition this particular legislative session. And our counterparts and sponsors and co-sponsors over in the House, Rep. Blazewski and Representative Scott Slater. Good to see you all here and all of the folks here joined here today. Well, I have some remarks right off the bat. They are the same statistics that Georgia said. 90% of older Americans want to live in their house. Now, I'm not sure you gave it to my staff, but I'm sure that's the case. But anyway, the important fact to note in that statistic is that 90% of older Americans want to live in their home. Not just any home, their home. And you know, that's very, very important. And many of us have personal experiences. I know I do. And I know, you know, my life was without a hiccup until my mother fell ill one day suddenly with a massive stroke, and for 10 years we cared for my mom primarily in her home. And I have to say, I never even realized what a CNA did or a home care worker, but I gotta say, I've come to know them to be angels on earth, literally. They worked harder than any person I ever came in contact in my long history of work and being here in the assembly. So I have great admiration for the folks there. And as we know, when our mom and dads get older and need more care, there's nothing more important to us that they're comfortable. And they're comfortable, most importantly, in their own homes. The availability of services in the homes helps seniors remain independent. We know that, as they start to need some assistance, while also providing substantial medical savings to our state. Similar legislation, as George already said, has passed in Massachusetts and has saved over $1 billion. She gave that statistic as well, but it's an important one. As Rhode Island prepared for an explosion in the over 65 population in the coming decades, we need to be smarter about how we manage their long-term care. Presently, it was already stated too, and I'm sorry, that in Rhode Island we are 42nd in the nation in terms to access to home care. That is not a good statistic. I believe this legislation will help bring these statistics up where they belong in conjunction with the other 10 states that are doing the right thing across this country. We know that we need, as legislators, to help folks balance this ratio, and we know that, that seniors will benefit, as well as the taxpayers, for this kind of care. I just want to say, let's build a coalition together. Let's see this legislation come to fruition, send to the governor's desk for her signature, and enact this law. Now is not the time to delay. Now is the time to act. And I think this is the year we all need it. So I'm ready to get to work. As a matter of fact, I was so anxious. I already had this bill scheduled for last Tuesday. I didn't realize you wanted to kick it off in the press conference. So we're going to reschedule that ASAP and get moving. I also want to recognize that my friend and colleague, Senator Jabbour from the city of Providence, is here, and I'm sure he's supportive too of this. So thank you, Senator. And everybody have a great day.